fairyland. It's Tea with Tamara.
Care Bear Stare. Hello, everybody in social media land. Ooh, I'm super nervous about today's Tea with Tamara because I am all about transparency with you guys, and I am all about sharing the entire journey of this fun game of entrepreneurship and standing in your stardust and shining your light. So I wanted to come in today and share a little piece about my business. And like I said, it makes me really anxious, which means I need to do it because that's how I grow, is by sharing my story with you guys. And so I just wanted to start with last year. When the year was beginning in 2017, I was in debt. I was in big debt. Like, creditors were calling all the time. We were not making our bills on time. It was a pretty nasty place to be. And so in 2017, as I was writing my books and standing in my stardust, I really started to shine and work through my internal clutter so that I could be in the presence of reaching back and serving the person that was standing directly behind me, which was the most glorious experience that I've ever had. And my business took off, and it took off really fast. Right? And so you will have seen that I put a video up before this Tea with Tamara from 2 years ago. So it wasn't like I wasn't present and I wasn't showing up and building a connection with the people in social media land. But it was when I wrote the first book that everything kind of exploded. And so last year I went from being completely broke to making over $250,000, right? And so I had no idea what I was doing. And so I started to listen to everyone. And I started to collect a lot of things. So by July of last year, it's like, hire before you're ready. Make sure you have this in place and that in place. And so I was like, okay, I need to do all the things. I need to have the people. I need to have everything in place so that my business can be effective, because I didn't know how else to do it. So I started to listen to everything everyone was saying. So here's where I'm at right now. So we are at the end of the 5th month of 2018. I do make more in a month than I made in 2016 in a year. And I have more expenses than I have money coming into my business. This is a very sad story. And so what it comes down to is, as I was hiring all of these people and setting up in place and doing all of the things and trying to be the best entrepreneur that I possibly could be, I started to lose more and more of myself in the business, if that makes sense. I started to kind of pull myself out, because I was trying two things: to figure out what gaps to fill with the people that I was hiring, right? So if I give them this, then, I don't do these things, and all of this works really, really well. So I was trying to stopper the gaps with my own self. And the other piece that happened is, last year I wrote 2 books, which was like birthing 2 babies, and I was creating all of this incredible momentum and online servicing and all this magic. And I think I got a little bit I don't know if I want to show up this hard again this year. That might have been my thought process going in. So between trying to stopper the gaps and feeling like I just needed to rest for a second, I stepped out of serving fully to the capacity that I know that I am capable with. And so I needed to come on today to do 2 things as well. It's number 2 today, is the number 2. Apparently that's all I want to talk about. And that is recommit to you guys. Recommit. It's going to make me emotional to being present in the highest value that I possibly can, at the highest level of stardust that I possibly can, so that I can guide, share, and move you guys as much as possible through the stories and through what I've gone through, and by helping you clear the internal clutter that might be holding you back from stepping fully into your stardust and shining your light. So I commit to you guys here in this moment in time. And the other thing that I commit to doing is learning my own business. And that means fully present. And it also means taking ownership of where I've gotten it and steering my own ship, and taking the responsibility back and becoming the CEO. And now for somebody who is an empath and who isn't necessarily all in for the hardship piece of the entrepreneur journey and more wants to be like, yay, this is the part that makes my tummy turn and makes me super nervous and uncomfortable. But I am committing here in this moment, this is what Tea with Tamara is all about, is really coming back into your center, coming back into who you are, coming back into your why. And I'm going to be telling you that tonight I'm journaling like you've never seen me journal before in order to stand in this truth. It means that I'm setting up a 1 month, 3 month, plan of action for serving, for standing in my stardust and being as bright as I possibly can. And everybody knows that, becoming a Hay House author was my number one. That's like my one focus. And I'm not even like taking the steps towards that because I'm like, oh my God, look at shiny object. Yeah, right. And so I felt the full moon, which had been about, what is it that's stopping you or plugging you from your abundant self, whether abundance is finding love, whether it's friendships, relationships, clients, money. And mine was imposter syndrome. And I realize that now in this moment, even sharing this with you, the imposter syndrome I was feeling was because I wasn't being all in. And that is the worst place for me to be. That doesn't feel like me at all. And so I am now so juicily back in every ounce of my being. I am calling the abundance of friendships and love and relationships and the most incredible people I can serve and standing in my own power so that we can go on this journey together, you guys. And I'm 100% invested and present. So now I have to do some hard decisions and I need to look really clear and know all pieces of my business and honor everything that I receive. And so that's why, looking at the whole picture, I just want to say thank you for being here today. It's not a very long tea with Tamara, and I will keep you posted in all of the glory of what this beautiful journey feels like. Because sometimes it feels a little overwhelming and scary. And like you don't know what you're doing. Actually, I don't think it's ever felt like I knew what I was doing in a way, right? So we just come back, we go like off the path, and then we come back, and then we go off the path, and then we come back, and we're like, okay, this is it. And so that's where I am. I'm back on the path, and I love you guys. And if you ever have any questions or you want something for me to talk about on Tea with Tamara, please don't hesitate to ask me. I would love to share any Tamarisms or insights that I may have if I've gone through them or I know somebody who has. And the other thing is, if you ever want to watch a Tea with Tamara and you don't want to be searching through my Facebook, it is on YouTube now. So you would just go to www.youtube.com/Tamara Arnold. Thanks everybody who helped me get that URL. And you can watch anything at any time. But I love you, and I hope you have the most magical day.